Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I decided to do away with the dark background. I don't really care if you guys see the background. This is just kind of like the catch-all room. It's where I do laundry and work out and paint and do crafts, whatever. And obviously sit and record when I do sit-down videos for the most part. But today I want to talk about ThisMadMama. Again, I recently did a video on her because she kind of sparked my interest. I saw her on TikTok a couple months back, and then she ended up showing up more and more in Alicia's TikTok videos and actually in one of Alicia's more recent vlogs. So I decided to cover her because she does too, in fact, you know, share her life, and she wants to be like a mommy influencer, it seems. So a couple of other creators have also come out and made videos on her and, you know, their opinions of her. And so she recently made a TikTok sort of firing back at them. Like I said, she is the type that will, you know, come back with a response and kind of answer any question on her TikTok if you go through and look. So I'm going to share what she had to say in a TikTok video. I did edit it so that way it is just a screenshot with her voice in the background because the whole clip was basically the kids at the movies. So I edited it so that way we don't see the children in the clip, but here is what ThisMadMama had to say about child exploitation.
I really am starting to think that they just never taught you how to use the dictionary in school, but it's really easy if you just Google it. So go ahead and Google what is child exploitation, what is labor exploitation, and show me where it says going to the movie with friends and having a 30-second video of you taken is labor exploitation. The term labor exploitation is talking about kids like Macaulay Culkin who worked 10 hours a day and then his parents tried to steal his entire fortune. Most of the videos that we make, the kids aren't doing anything. They're just sitting around eating their dinner or looking for Easter eggs while we make a home video. Any types of videos that are a little bit coordinated are either done with the kids' consent or because the kids wanted to do them. And any money that's made is shared with the kids. So stop spreading misinformation. Get a damn dictionary.
Okay, so I Googled these definitions and here's what I found. So first I Googled exploitation, which I've already done this. Let me just say that first. But first I Googled exploitation, and here is the definition I found from dictionary.com. This is middle school level. Exploitation is the use or utilization, especially for profit. Okay, so that's like a basic definition of exploitation. Now let's add child exploitation in there. And that definition I found from Safeguarding Network is child exploitation is when someone uses a child for financial gain, gratification, labor, or personal advantage. Okay, and then the definition I found for labor exploitation from Law Insider, I think .com, is means seeking benefit from forced labor or service. So, looking at those definitions, do I think taking your children to the movies and recording it is child exploitation? No. And I think the issue that everybody is having here and where all the disagreements come in is exactly what everybody believes child exploitation is, because it isn't necessarily black and white. I think people and parents have different boundaries of what they will share about their children. And so I think the problem comes in when we have influencers who overshare. They share their child's last name, they share their medical issues, they share where they live, like the city they live in, stores they frequent, and things like that. So if that's what you're doing, then you probably fit the definition of oversharing. And if you are doing this multiple times on your channel or on your platform, and every single video includes your children and something about them, then you are most definitely oversharing. And if you are getting paid for sharing these things about your children, then I would say that you are exploiting your children. And I'm just going to say this. Before I started making this type of video, I used to include my kids in almost every single one of my vlogs. And it took one comment and a little bit of educating myself to make me completely change my mind about putting them up on here. Once that one comment happened, I was done. People do not deserve to build a parasocial relationship with any of my children, and I don't want that. I don't want people asking me questions, very personal questions about my children, and neither should anybody. It's your job to protect your children no matter what. Now, if you're sharing information about your child to educate, there's ways to do that within context. I don't think we have to sit here and make them the star of our platform. Do you know what I'm saying? So scrolling through ThisMadMama's TikTok, I would say most of the content on there revolves around her children. And that's just my opinion. That's what I'm seeing. You know, these influencers are just they're going to keep arguing their points and trying to make these definitions fit their narrative. But if what you're doing fits the definition, then I don't know how you can argue that that's not what you're doing. If you're making money by sharing your kids, you're exploiting your children, point blank, period. And whether or not you're oversharing, that is a boundary that I guess you can set. But from my point of view, I would say you are. I'm not up here trying to mom shame. I'm not a big meanie. Like I said before, I just want people to understand that it can be dangerous and it can hurt your children in the long run. I mean, ThisMadMama, let's get personal here. So when you were 14 and pregnant, would you have appreciated your mother or parent, whoever in your life, filming you and posting you on a social media platform and then sharing every detail about you, your education, what you're going through, health issues, and using just every little thing about you and then turning around and getting a paycheck from that? Would you appreciate that? I think that's what a lot of these creators need to do, is they need to just imagine you're waking up in the morning and somebody busts into your room with a camera and they're like, it's time to film, let's get our day started. It's wild to me. And that's coming from somebody who actually did that. I mean, I wasn't to that level, but when we would go somewhere, I would have my phone out and my camera. Oh, let's get this for the vlog. There were points where I would be like, oh, say that again, let's get it for the vlog. And that's just not a healthy lifestyle. And it took me a while to realize it, but I'm so glad that I did. So yeah, like I said, I am not trying to tear anybody down or mom shame. I just want people to realize that there should be certain boundaries that you do not cross, especially when it comes to your kids out here on social media. And in my last video, I mentioned that she had somebody message her on Instagram about photos of her children for money. And if that's not a sign right there that you are oversharing, then I don't know what it will take. And that is pretty darn sad if you ask me. So instead of arguing back and trying to prove that you and Alicia don't exploit your children, maybe you should look at the bigger picture and realize that most of your content is based on being a mom of 12. Every title, I'm a mom of 12, mom of 12 goes shopping, mom of 12 cooks dinner. You could focus it on your art, do a daily vlog of just you or what you eat in the day, focus on your cooking. There's many ways to grow your social media if you want to become an influencer, but using your children to do that isn't the right way. I'd like to also mention that on this video, there was a comment that caught my attention. It was from a librarian, and she said something along the lines of, she has a master's in Google, and then she asked, what is informed consent? And ThisMadMama responded by basically saying she is the parent and she gives consent to share on social media, smiley face or something like that. I'll have it posted. But the whole point of that comment was to actually go Google informed consent, and you will learn a lot. Children cannot give informed consent. They do not know the effects or the outcome of what being shared on the internet could do. They don't understand the dangers that could possibly follow. And so I think it would be well worth everybody's time to go Google that. I know that a lot of other creators have talked about this, and it is a very important piece to this side of the conversation. So it's definitely worth the time to educate yourself on that. We wouldn't let our child sign a form to go into surgery without knowing why they're having the surgery and what the outcome of it will be. So why would we willingly post personal information about our children on the internet and not know the outcome of what that could be? There are a lot of bad people in this world, and a lot of them are online, and so you are just basically throwing this information out there to those people, and that's why it is so dangerous. So just be more mindful instead of always trying to like come back with a punch. Real quick before I finish up here, I just want to talk about her child's education again. I know in my last video I mentioned that they were allegedly unschooled. I did find a TikTok posted back in January about them being homeschooled. I'm not sure if that is still the case. I don't know if it's just a rumor. I don't want to spread that rumor, so I'm not exactly sure on the status of her children's school situation. However, I just want to mention this comment I found, which was pretty bizarre. I have to read it here. So on somebody else's TikTok video, I guess she commented on like a child's college savings, something like that. She commented $180,000. She shouldn't even bother with college. Just give her the money and she can make a TikTok about traveling the world. And then somebody responded, if she wants to go to college, then she can. Not everyone wants to be a content creator forever. And when I look at that, I was just thinking like, wow, you are willing to take just $180,000, which, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of money, but is that really a lot to like live off from forever and just like rely on TikTok? It's just like crazy to me that some people think that social media will be a forever job for them. It's very, very rare to actually make it as a big influencer or a big star on YouTube or TikTok and actually be able to sustain that lifestyle. We see it happening with a lot of influencers now. They've lost a lot of money and things just aren't really panning out for them. So they have to cut back on a lot of costs and their lives and their financial situations are changing. So don't rely on social media to be your forever job, even if you do make it on here. Like I said before, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I know that's a pretty cliche saying, but it's true. Make sure that you have another plan. Make sure that you have a backup plan. Don't just rely on this platform. Wow, I can't believe she actually commented that. Oh, just take the $180,000 and make a TikTok and go live life. Like, okay, what about education? Which brings me back to that other point. I don't know if her kids are actually in school or being homeschooled, but I do know that in the state of New York, there is laws in place. I don't know the exact laws, but I don't think it's legal to just pull your kids from school. I'd have to look more into that, but I think it would be like educational neglect. It would be like a case of educational neglect. So hopefully she's doing the right thing and at least homeschooling. Again, I don't want to dive too much into that, but I just thought it was interesting to see that I guess education isn't very important to her. I don't know. So I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. Feel free to share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.